Hello, folks. This Hangout on Air is live, and we're looking today at a very famous lager beer, and it's called Heineken. And Harry from Blue Nose Beer Reviews is joining me.
Evening all.
Now, your can is silver. Mine is green. Well, yeah, mostly green.
Yeah, silver. Then we've got working our way around to the red star there. And then just a little bit of information there. But
gold medal in Paris, 1875, and the Grand Prix Paris, 1889. And it says Diploma of Honor in Amsterdam in 1883, and then a Ordre de Concours member du Jury Paris 1900. Okay, and I'm sure it's won some other stuff since. Now they're saying it's only brewed with 3 ingredients: water, barley malt, and hops. So I guess in the United States, yeast doesn't count as an ingredient. I think yeast might be considered an agent, right?
yeah, probably, yeah.
A brewing agent, not an ingredient. 142 calories. It says served between 35 and 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a 710 milliliter can.
Mine's 500 ml.
Okay, how much was that?
I bought an 8-pack, which comes at a discounted rate, but 2 4-packs for £8. Normally it'd be one 4-pack for £4.25. So quite cheap. But I've noticed now that you can't actually buy cans like I buy. You can't buy cans in supermarkets. You can only buy bottles in supermarkets. And I always get mine from the local off license anyway, because it gives you a better deal on them. And
we get
cans are better as well.
We get cans and bottles interchangeably here, supermarket or convenience store, or the occasional liquor store, which don't really exist in this in this state. I have a Heineken glass, which was given to me by the Heineken distributor. So he gave me 4 glasses. Oh, nice. I didn't keep all 4. I shared them. I kept 2.
So, Heineken glasses over here are a bit different. I'm just using an Adnams glass, but it's the only thing I've got that's remotely nice for a lager. But no, the Heineken glasses we have are completely different to that. I think that may be a US version or a older version.
Think it's I guess I bought it. I guess it was given to me about 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Heineken is pretty popular in the United States. Well, it's very popular. I know it's one of the top selling beers in the world. It's one of the top beer companies in the world, Heineken International. Is it pretty popular in Great Britain?
It's not so much. There's been loads of stuff going on about it recently. About the Heineken, who the CEO there, and all their deals and things are going a little bit funny. So you don't see them as much in places in like supermarkets or in bars. They're like one of the lesser lagers.
Wow.
Surprisingly, but they are, the ones that we've got, the big sales are things like Coors and Foster's. I think Kronenberg, and this one just sits right at the back. I don't know why. I think it's possibly to do with strength and ABV, and even though it's not that strong, and possibly with its marketing as well.
Yeah, over here it's just so huge, and they started with long neck bottles a few years ago. They used to always have the stubbies, and they the cans, of course, everywhere, shaped cans. Heineken Light is a pretty big presence. A light.
I've never seen that.
You've never seen Heineken Light?
Nope, never seen it here. We only get this normal one.
Amstel Light. Amstel Light does pretty well. And another one that doesn't do well, not because it's not a good product. I think it's a really good beer, but unfortunately, the craft beer people won't drink it because it's Heineken, right? And the macro lager people won't drink it because they think it's going to be harsh, and that is Heineken Dark.
Oh.
Brown bottle, and only a few stores sell it because nobody would buy it. I mean, you used to be able to get it all around here, and then a few stores, and then I would ask the distributor. He said it just kept going out of date. You know, he said it's sad because it's such a good beer. It's so enjoyable. Heineken Dark Lager.
Don't see it here. Don't see it here at all. I noticed mine's poured with a lot less of a head, but might have been the way I poured it.
Yeah, I poured mine straight in, and it's thick, and it's retaining a lot of glass lacing.
That's what I love. I definitely notice there's a difference between when I have it at home and when I have it in the pub. When I have it in the pub as well, they serve it much colder. I've tried getting it as cold as how they serve it, and it doesn't work at all well. They serve it at 1 degree or -1 degrees. It varies where you go, but they have the frosted tap on it, and then it always shows you the temperature on the tap for Heineken. Any bar you go to always has their own Heineken tap.
And so you think they're serving it too dark? I mean, too cold?
Well, to taste it, probably too cold, but I actually quite like it that cold. It brings out different things within the beer. I find that I can taste more of it when I have a can of it at home, but then there's more. I just prefer it a little bit more chilled. I don't know why that is. It's something to do with the body of it. I tend to find the body is a little bit better when it's colder. But I'm
trying to think around here of any places that have Heineken on draft. I know Lagers probably does. There's a place called Lagers. It has like over 100 draft beers. Maybe they do. They're one of the old craft beer bars, been around for over 30 years. So they've been doing this. They've been doing the scene pretty much before they had a scene. You know what I mean? Heineken. Well, we'll get to the taste in a little bit. Heineken in America. Okay, I can only give you the American perspective, and I'm not coming at it from a super high level craft beer perception. Most drinkers anyway. I mean, they're going to have a different view of it, and it's probably going to be a dim view, right?
Yeah.
But for the average American consumer, Heineken is seen as like a really cool beer to have. In fact, a beer that you want people to see you drinking. And if they come over for a dinner party, you want to make sure they see that, because it shows that you're spending a little more and you got a little class. And the commercials are all about classy. They're affiliated with the James Bond movies very often. Suave, well-dressed man and well-dressed woman. Always good looking, of course. And that's the perception that it is what the better class of people drink. Now, whether that's really true, I don't know. But that's the perception. But I do see it in all socioeconomic strata. Class people have it in the higher class. And we got Gary joining us. He said he wanted to look at
this. Hey everyone, how's it going?
Fine.
You're good, thank you.
You're joining us. Those heavy clothes. It must be chilly over there because it's hot over here.
Good AC in the apartment.
It's so warm. It's just making me hot looking at you wearing that, because I was out walking. It's getting into the mid 80s here, which is becoming like sweating weather.
Oh, it was about 85, 90 degrees yesterday. We had to go to North Carolina, and it was a scorcher down there.
Boy, that doesn't sound too enjoyable. Well, anyway, Heineken, and I was just saying that it's in America, it's regarded as a pretty classy beer. Now you're going to give me you said in Great Britain it's not regarded much at all, right?
Well, I say it's not. No, it's not really seen that much. It's not really sold that much. It doesn't sell much at all. Like the adverts are exactly the same as sort of style over here as they are with you. Always suave and fancy and a higher class sort of lager for higher class people, I suppose. But it's just not drank like that. It's not. I mean, I swear I'm the only person that orders Heineken when I go into my local pub. Because it just doesn't really seem to sell. Even though it's the same price as most of the other lagers they have, it just doesn't sell as much. People prefer to go for your Carlings or Fosters or other lagers, which I will review at some point. But yeah, it's just seems to fall by the wayside a little bit.
And it's a 5% beverage there.
Yeah, it's 5%.
Also.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5%. The main rival in the United States, I think, for Heineken, their top rival is probably Stella Artois. Another 5% Euro lager.
Yeah, I think Stella's 5.5 here. I could be wrong.
Didn't they drop Stella? No, Stella was dropped to 4.8. Remember, because they had all the stuff about the wife beater and the.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. Tax.
So they had this control your behavior tax, and so they dropped. So after the British passed the control your behavior tax or social adjustment tax, they dropped a lot of the lagers to 4.8 or 4.9 so they could fall below the threshold and not get taxed. Gary, you're in North Carolina, correct?
Virginia.
Virginia, yeah, right. That's right, because you're in the western part of it.
Yeah, the southwestern part. I'm in the town right beside of Virginia Tech.
Or close to Blacksburg.
Well, the town right beside of it's Christiansburg. There for a while, they thought about just making it Montgomery City, combining the two towns, just making it a city, but that never went to fruition. So they just have Christiansburg and Blacksburg.
I don't think you've ever met Harry, and I don't know if Harry's ever met you.
Nope, not met yourself.
What in the world was that sound? I thought I had everything muted. Let me see. I'll fix that right now.
Yeah, I was just looking. The ABV of Stella over here is definitely 5%. We do have a different Stella. We've got a Stella Artois, which is 4%. I think that's it.
Stella was dropped to 4.
That said, I have.
Okay.
That said, I haven't had it for years. Let me just check. Do a proper check.
Let's see. Blacksburg. I want to get my bearings. Oh yeah, Blacksburg along 60, and Christiansburg is right along Highway 11 and Interstate 81. Oh yeah, I've been there many times. Many times. And I've been to Bluefields.
Oh yeah, Bluefield's nice.
And they've got 2 of them, one in West Virginia, one in Virginia. Gary.
Yeah.
What is your experience with Heineken?
I haven't had Heineken in about, I want to say, it's been about 5 or 6 years. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good beer, but I think for it to be a 5% ABV beer, it kind of lacks in body and character to a certain extent.
I disagree with you so much. But we'll get to that in a moment. I'm a big Heineken booster, and I'm not a Heineken booster because they gave me 4 free glasses. You know, I mean, I don't care about that.
Right.
They're nice. And the only reason they gave them to me is because they had some kind of event in New Orleans, and they had all these probably hundreds of glasses, and they didn't know what to do with them. So they were getting ready to literally throw them in. And the distributor was like, the distributor said, "You want these glasses?" I said, "Well, what are you going to do with them?" He said, "We're about to throw them away. They told me to throw them away." I said, "What? That's crazy." He said, "You would not believe." So what am I? Of course, who wouldn't take them? Everybody's going to take them, right? You know, so.
Right.
I think, okay, we're gonna get to the taste. I gotta go get some more of my can now. Gary, what are you drinking?
I have the bottle in. I have a bottle in the fridge because I was going to do a review of it later on this week, but I was going to save that.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm calling you out.
Call me out all.
I want bottle opening.
All right. I know where I can get tall bottles, so I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
Somebody called me out to do the frequently asked beer questions, and I refused to do that. And I made a 30-minute video on why I would not do it.
I'm still yet to see it. I saw you when you posted it, and I was thinking, I have to watch it. I haven't had time yet, but
So
I
let
will.
me go watch this out right quick, and I'll be back in a few.
Somebody sent me somebody made a comment on YouTube that said, watch a 30-minute video for you telling us why you're not going to answer 9 questions. I am unsubscribing. I said, I think you might have misunderstood the point of the video. Watch the video, you're not going to catch it. You know, you're not going to get it. Tasting Niche said, oh yeah. What did she say? You say you're a rebel or a renegade. You're a renegade. I said you can join us for the Heineken review. I tried to invite her, but I couldn't get her name to come up.
Oh, okay. I know I've got issues with mine because mine seems to come as my old channel name, which I need to change. I need to actually find my password for my current channel name so I can get it sorted. But
I tried to send it to you through that channel and it wouldn't go through.
I probably wouldn't. No, I don't know. I don't know. YouTube and Google are playing up so much at the moment.
I'm confused. I have some people tell me, Harry, they'll say comments. I said, do you realize at this point that we don't even get the comments oftentimes? I can't answer a comment I don't see. I will always
I tend to find that the comments that come now, I don't see them afterwards. They just vanish from the videos. They only seem to be like the live comments seem to disappear, and I don't see them afterwards at all, which is really annoying. Because sometimes when I do live videos, I get loads of comments, and then you look into the response to them afterwards, and then I'm like, they're gone. So.
All right, I'm back. And I was checking the freshness date. I got a really good one. This is Best Buy November 2017 in this 22-ounce bottle.
Oh, you know what? I could have bought a 22-ounce bottle, but it was actually more expensive for the bottle than the can, and it had less beer in it.
I don't think.
Yeah, you'll never twist it off. You'll never twist it. You got to get a bottle opener.
All right, let me go grab it. I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah,
just if you want. I was just giving you a hard time. Online comments.
Okay. So the best buy on mine is October 2017. So coming up.
Mine says January.
Hmm.
It says, hey fellas, I'm Heineken. I had it on tap the other night, and I don't see it much on draft anymore. Excellent.
All right, here we go. Let's see what it does. A little hiss.
Yeah.
And a little bit of smoke.
Gary, read some of that.
Do I
read some of the online comments? I'm going to read some of the online comments.
Okay.
Travis McGee. Well, that's Red Rooster. Hello, Douglas Smith, my former Facebook friend. He says, "Phooey on this stuff. Pabst Blue Ribbon." Oh yeah, from the movie Blue Velvet, 1986. Bart Robinson says, "I also noticed sell-by dates on their beer now. I'm not sure how long they've been doing that. I don't think it's been too long, Bart." Travis says, they were actually using sarcasm, unlike yourself. and sarcasm better than you did. Right. Sarcastic person on the planet. So that's really not. All right. The retrospective says Heineken is one of the few mass-produced beers that hasn't compromised over the years. And it depends on how you look at that. But I think it is good. But we're about to get to the taste. So go ahead. You did your hiss. And
Yeah.
since Gary's joining us from Virginia.
Yeah, it made a little hiss, and it had a very thick white head. It almost overflowed, but I got it before it overflowed, and it's got a clear. It's golden, but it's almost light gold, but it's more in the middle of the golden color spectrum. And it smells like just any other Euro lager. It's sweet, malty. It does have yeastiness, yeasty burniness, and just a little bit of hop aroma to it. But for the most part, it's sweet and malty and yeasty.
Malty and yeasty. Yeah, I'll go along with that. How about you, Harry? What do you think?
Well, after being a fine connoisseur of Euro lagers, this for me is the best out of the Euro lagers for me. But tasting notes, I get strange like a banana-iness, like a little bit of sweetness coming through. Of course, there is definitely some maltiness there as well. But hop-wise, yeah, definitely do get a touch. But I'll give you a proper one.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a banana-ness to it, but it's very faint and subdued.
Banana. Now, Travis says sorry.
That breadiness and biscuitiness as well. Definitely do pick that up. I really enjoy that in beers, in lagers.
Dave G says I can shorten that review quickly. Looks like piss, smells like piss. Nope. Hey, I'm like you, Harry. I like that biscuit, and it's almost like a sourdough biscuit, and it's the hops are grassy. Yeah, it's like Gary's saying, it's like Kronenbourg and Peroni Nastro, Azzurro, and Stella Artois, and getting some background. Oh, look at that head. I'm getting some echo. And Almatza beer from Lebanon, and Golden Pheasant from Slovakia, and Pramen from Prague, and et cetera, et cetera. So anyway,
and also Euro lagers don't use adjuncts, right?
They don't.
Yeah,
but sometimes they do.
This one doesn't taste
Gary,
like
you might want to lower your volume. I think I'm getting an echo on your end, perhaps.
All right, I may have to put my earbuds in. Let me see if that'll take care of it.
I'm just going to sum it up. I don't want to drag this out. Clean taste. It's got a light to medium body. It's crisp in the finish. Grassy hop thing I always enjoy. Harry was talking about the biscuit note. It's just nice. So I don't have any complaints about it. Now, apparently back in the mid-'80s, like 1985, there was an accusation from and that's a whole nother story. I don't want to get into that. But there was an accusation from the owner of Samuel Adams beer brand that Heineken used corn as an adjunct. I have a source to back that up. And then the Heineken company said, well, so what? Everybody likes it. And he was saying, oh, it's not real. Blah, blah, blah. So they apparently changed it and went to the Reinheitsgebot brewing thing. Now, they don't all use, Gary was talking about that. Some of them do use corn, Gary. Amata uses rice, I believe. I know the Peroni Nastro Azzurro uses an adjunct, which I believe is rice. It's not, they're not all under that German regime. Travis says, just use earbuds. Good Lord, how do people not know how to do a hangout properly? Because we're ignorant. The retrospective says there is a beer for everyone. You know, why the snobbery from the craft beer crew? I don't know. This is a problem we've been dealing with for 10,000 years. Travis, you know what? Whoever you are, Travis McGee, but I have a feeling it ain't. But anyway, why don't you join us in the dang examination? Go out and get your stinking Heineken and join us for the examination.
I'll go along with that.
Yeah, even people that want us to die a horrible and miserable death are welcome to join us. Okay. Okay, Harry, you have something to say.
For me, it's a beer I only really sort of discovered about last year. Obviously, I'd seen it before then, but I only really discovered it last year. But that was because my local pool place, my go-to beer in there was the only lager they had on, which used to be Coors, and now they switched their sort of allegiances and started bringing in Heineken instead. So I was forced to try that instead, and I was like, this is so much better, so much more tasty. And comparing it across all the different over here, I honestly find it's the best. It's my favorite. It's my go-to lager at the moment for sure. And that's even coming from a brewer. But yeah, I really enjoy it. It's got all different qualities of a Euro lager that I enjoy. It's got the sweetness, it's got that, you know, perfectly. It's got the breadiness, the biscuitiness, which I really enjoyed. I love that in Kronenberg. I love the breadiness and biscuitiness in Kronenberg or 1664. But you know, nicely balanced, and it's one of my favorite lagers for sure at the moment.
Now, Harry, your audio kind of bugged out for a moment. You were talking about how long ago was it when you first were starting to drink this?
Probably only last summer, so maybe like I don't know. Go.
Secondly, you said your go-to beer was Coors. Now you talking about Coors Light?
Yeah, Coors Light. That was the only lager that I could pick in my snooker hall. So as soon as they changed it over, then I started going for, as soon as they changed it over to Heineken, that was the only one I could go for. And then started drinking a lot of this and love it now.
Yeah, now over there in your country, in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, in your country, Coors Banquet, right?
We don't. We just got Coors Light because Coors Light is brewed over in Burton upon Trent.
It's sad, you know, it's sad that you don't get the original Coors, the Coors Banquet, which is 5%, and even more, the Coors Extra Gold. Well, we barely get that anymore. Coors Extra Gold. About that here, we say it's so comical that the best mass-produced beer Coors makes, no one can get. The Extra Gold. These companies do great. I think the reason was that Coors might have noticed that people were abandoning Extra Gold, and so they just, you know, that situation with cannibalization. They hurried up and you know what I mean. They hurried up and got it off the shelves in most places because, but they kept it on the market so they could continue the copyright, you know, to continue to hold the trademark on it. They don't want some other company come out with Budweiser Extra Gold or something like that, you know?
Yeah, it's sort of like the story of how Carling Premier went over here. I don't know if you ever had Carling Premier. It was like a smooth flow, sort of like, imagine like the body of John Smith's, but that in a lager. We used to have that, and then it slowly started phasing out. And you'll only find it in a few like off licenses. You'll never see it on tap anywhere. So it's sort of gone the same way as that.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a problem with some of these companies. They'll introduce like an above premium brand. It'll start to cannibalize their major brand, and so they'll hurry up and knock it off the shelf because they don't want to kill their major brand. Here's the only black label we get, and we barely get it. Now I have some places. There are some places in the United States that get Carling Black Label. Unheard of in Louisiana for 30 years now.
Well, we've had a massive rebrand of Carling over here in the past.
It's not even called Black Label anymore, huh?
It's no, it's not even called. It hasn't been called Black Label for years. Carling, let me have a look. So we've just got like a single normal Carling, as far as I'm aware.
Percent, and it's got that blue and silver thing. The Carling over there in South Africa is 5.5%, and interestingly, Carling is the #1 beer in South Africa. 10,000, and in America, it's the 10,000th most popular beer.
I will say this is really good beer. It tastes a lot different from what I remember.
I had a feeling, but I was looking at your face when you were gulping it, and I said to myself, Gary's going to change his evaluation of this beer.
Yeah, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. It's different from what I remember. It's sweet, malty, and biscuity, and it's got just a little bit of hop bitterness in the end. But for it to be 5%, the hop bitterness is up there. You wouldn't suspect it to be all that hoppy because it's not really hop prominent in the aroma. But, you know, I'd buy it. I'd drink it again. The body it's light and somewhat watery for me. But it's very crisp, clean, refreshing, and easygoing. I like it.
Yeah. And
so I tend to find it's like a perfect, just finished a long day at work beer. It's perfect for going to the pub on the way home and just having one nice and cold.
Yeah.
After a perfect day.
You're right. And as we wrap this up, one thing I've talked about in the past, beers are like contemplative beers, right? You want to think the beer almost more than drink it, like a Black Albert. Black Albert, or Tokyo Tokyo Black Horizon.
I think Google Hangout.
Like this Heineken, they're more of a drinker. You don't want to contemplate it as much as you want to just gulp the heck out of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, there's one thing about it. In the middle, it's got a nice yeasty breadiness, and it doesn't taste like they use adjuncts.
They don't. They don't use adjuncts.
Yeah. All right, well, hang on just a sec. I'll be back.
Last comments here. Travis McGee says the macro snob calls craft lovers snobs. That's right. The retrospective says, oh, Lord, last year? What does that mean? Okay, Travis McGee says cute. Better late than never. UK drinkers have a crap deal compared to the US. Only one variant of Coors and watered down Bud. I know. I agree with that. The Prussian bias.
Is your normal Bud like lighter than ours? Stronger than ours?
Yeah.
I've never even.
4.8.
Probably is. Yeah.
Yours is.
Yeah.
I know that because I looked it up.
Just checked it now. Yeah.
Prussian bias says Heineken to me tastes like every other American style lager. No way. I don't agree with that at all. Coors Light was launched here in 2005, says the retrospective. I never had any Coors brand before then in the United Kingdom. That's sad. But what can you do? I fear Heineken will be reduced in alcohol by volume. I hope not. I would like to get that 6.1% one from the Netherlands called Torvebok. Almost a doppelbock, but a strong bock. Did you know they make that in Heineken Torvebok? Yeah, but we can't get it. I don't understand these companies. They're like, well, we have all these fabulous beers, but we don't sell them to anybody.
Well, we'll sell them to this certain country, but not to this other.
The Grolsch. If you go to the to the Low Countries in Europe, Cannon, 11% alcohol. I guess they do call it a can.
Oh, they do.
Travis McGee shows a handicap sign. I don't know what Travis McGee's getting at. You're not doing a good job of making comments. You got to work on that. You got a lot of work to do, sir. You could improve. Anybody can improve. All right. But anyway, I'm sorry you're not doing too well with that. All right. That's my opinion. I like Heineken. I would buy it again. Tastes good. It's not the most fabulous thing in the world. I don't recall ever seeing a Heineken ad where they claim to be the most fabulous thing in the world.
Mm.
They just say,
unlike Carlsberg.
Yeah. As Heineken just says, hey, it's a good beer. You want to be cool like James Bond? Drink it. And I'm kind of like that. I'm pretty cool like James Bond.
It's nice and understated. I like that about it. It's not too in your face. It's not it's not a mass consumed beer. It may be a mass produced beer, but it's not necessarily mass consumed compared to the other lagers that we see out here.
Not like in America, Budweiser or Bud Light.
Mm.
I read an article today. I read a very interesting article about Anheuser-Busch, and it was how they have so much money. It was a very detailed article, and they said their income streams are just unbelievable, and they were worried about the craft beer movement, but the way they solved the problem was they just started buying everybody, and they grew their company by acquisitions. They just buy everything, and they at the Budweiser, not Bud Light, but Budweiser is the most valuable beer brand on the planet, and they just out. I think it was on The Street. That's the website, The Street, which might be a internet journal. I'm not sure, but they were just saying that the numbers are beyond belief. It just nobody can touch these numbers, and have over 500 brands of beer. So they own brands that you and I and Gary will never even hear of. You see, it's just incredible. So I would buy Heineken again. Obviously, I've done so many videos on Heineken. I never get tired of it. I just don't get tired of it. I'm sorry. I don't get Heineken fatigue.
I say it's good to hear as well, because I suppose, as I say, I'm only new to drinking it, and I've had, I don't know, 40, 50 pints of it, and you know, this was my last can. I had to check in the fridge to make sure I had a can left for it, and which I did, just the one. I'll definitely be going back out next week and getting another 8-pack of it for £8. It's one of my favourite lagers. I love having a pint of this as soon as I get back from work or in the pub or something like that. It's just a lovely, lovely lager. It's one of my favourite macro lagers out there.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I always notice, and I never remember it, after I take that last swig of it, it's this little underlying, I don't know what it is. It's like a honey note. It's honey or nectar or something. I can't put my finger on it, but it has that there. But you have to drink the whole thing, and then you take the last swig and you say, there's some kind of honey note. I don't know. It's really weird. You get that?
I know exactly what you mean. I'm just on my last little bit of it now, so I can tell you. I know I get it all the way through, and then it's just the last little bit. It's as you say, just like honey, but it's not. It's hard to put your finger on. It's just that last little bit of sweetness. I love it.
I think it's like the wheat is gluten, and I guess it's like the juice of barley. It's like this company, if you got inside their internal operations, their brewing process must be just incredible. Their consistency must be believable, right? I mean, while I was dusting my beer cans in the other room back there, Jim Beam, and this guy from Germany traveled to Kentucky, and he was on the Jim Beam. He went to the Jim Beam, showing him all around. He made an hour-long video, and the scale of what they do over there, making this bourbon, and I think they say bourbon. Bourbon. Scale is, it's hard to conceive when you see what that guy shows in that video. Is that how they say it? How do you say that word?
Over here we call it, we've got biscuits named after it, so we call it bourbon.
Say that again?
It's bourbon.
In America, we say bourbon.
Yeah, it's ever since I've done like bourbon barrel aged beers. That's when I've called it bourbon, but we call it here bourbon. It's bourbon biscuits.
Oh, yeah, when I first heard a beer reviewer saying that, and I said, "What did she?" That was, she doesn't do videos anymore, but it was you know, Simon, his wife.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Bourbon.
Saying,
Yeah.
He was saying, oh, and they're from Wales, so Wales has more of a little kind of unique, unusual accent over there, I guess, the Welsh. But she was saying, oh, it reminds me of bourbon. It reminds me of bourbon. I jumped up out the chair. I said, what'd she say? Bourbon. Almost like she was saying bobbin, like a bobbin, like you equipment. I said, bobbin. And then I realized she's talking about bourbon. I said, oh, bourbon. So over here it's burr, like burr. I have a burr in my, I picked up a burr in my shoe, you know, a burr, bun. Oh, like a bun in the oven, burr bun. I have a burr and I ate a bun. But you know, the American accent is kind of like video American accents. Like,
yeah.
But quick little interesting fun fact. Since my last name is Owens, I get that from my dad's side. Owens is Welsh.
It is. Good solid Welsh name.
And in fact, I know all about my dad's side of the family history. We traced it back to where my family came from. We came from a man, his name was Floyd Owens. He was born in Pembroke, Wales. He was born in 1748.
Oh, yeah. He
came to America after the American Revolution. He settled over in the coal fields of Virginia, which that is over, if you were to look at the map of Virginia, it's in a little area. It's southeastern West Virginia, southeastern Kentucky, and northeastern Tennessee and northwestern North Carolina mountains. It's in that area. He had 3 wives. Outlived all 3 of them. Had 30 children, 10 children with each wife. He died at the age of 90 in 1838 over in Grundy, Virginia.
wow, that's
not a bad life.
Our family's so big, we don't even know a tenth of our relatives.
It's very much the same.
That's crazy. See what? I'm not even going to justify your comments with a response. Now, Travis, you know what? You're becoming comical in some ways. He says, imagine if Heineken gave you as much free swag as other breweries do. Heineken all day, every day on this channel. Yeah, I wish I had all that free swag you're talking about. Where is it? Show me, because I don't know where it is. Stanton says, greetings from Finland. About to have some Muffoni Doppel Lapfel. Hey, I don't know what that is, but it sounds good. Nathaniel, and then we're going to end the video. Nathaniel B-Bot says, I'm more of a Stella Artois drinker when it comes to Euro lagers. Heineken is a beer as well, and agree it's not a beer that you can get tired of. Always classic. Cheers. Bass Jansen says, my favorite lager is Jupiler. Have you ever tried Jupiler? No, but I've heard about it. Bass Jansen. Arctic Mustache says, I would love a beer right now. Well, you must be at work. Okay, that's it. That's my last comment. I like Heineken. End of story. That's my review. Heineken, I like it. End of the review.
I like it too. Overall score, I'll give it a 93.
Yeah. Again, lovely lager for me. One of my favorites. In terms of out of lagers, across the board, I'd probably give it a 4.25 out of 5.
I'd still rather get Stella just because Stella's more my favorite. But yeah, I'd go out and not buy it again. If someone gave me a Heineken, I'd drink it. But to be honest, I prefer Stella over this.
And Stella Artois is made with corn, I might add. Okay. Well, anyway,
No oil.
You can't always go. Can't judge a book by its adjuncts or lack thereof.
Right.
So thanks for watching, people.
Cheers.
With me and Gary and Harry and all the other married people and Travis McGee and Uncle Buddy. We don't know. We don't know what the future holds. Thanks for watching this video production. Everybody take care.
Take care. You all have a good one.
Cheers.